The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Well, hi there. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 25th day of November 2024, or the 53rd anniversary of my mom's water breaking. How about that? So, in the third game of our 1988 World Series, Roger Clemens gets the call. The series moves to Boston, and Roger Clemens hopes to pitch the Red Sox back into the series with a win to make this a 2-1 affair. The Reds won an absolute classic in Game 1 in 15 innings, the longest game in World Series history, both in terms of time of game, length of game, and number of innings. It would be broken in 2018, as a matter of fact, by these Red Sox in Los Angeles. And in Game 2, Tom Browning and the Reds shut out the Boston Red Sox 3-0. So the Reds have won 6 straight this postseason. They really are that good. The Mets didn't play too poorly in the NLCS, and neither did the Red Sox in the first 2 games of the World Series. The Reds just have been the better club for both games. Now, the scene moves to Fenway. The weather on this Tuesday night is going to be fine. Weather should not be that much of an issue as we get into it. Roger Clemens against Jose Rio is the pitching matchup, and there are DHs for the next 3 games. So take of that what you will. The Reds are going to use Dave Collins as a DH. Be the first time ever. Hold on. How you doing, Andrew? I think unless the 76 series had DHs, and I don't think it did. So it'll be the first time ever that the Reds have used a DH. Imagine that. The Red Sox, of course, will go with Jim Rice as their DH. So Jose Rio will get the call for Cincinnati. This will be a bullpen game for the Reds. He can only go about 95 pitches, but he is pretty good. Roger Clemens, of course, can pitch till Bruce Hurst's arm falls off. So the Red Sox, they need this one. They really do. You never want to say Game 3 is a must-win game, but you don't want to be 3 down. The Reds, again, as a team, they are quite solid. So, by the way, if the Reds win this one, we are not doing Game 4 tomorrow. We will do it Wednesday instead. If the Red Sox win, we will do Game 4 tomorrow. For reasons, but you'll understand more tomorrow. All right, that's the setup for you. It's time for the World Series from Fenway Park. Who threw out the first pitch? Well, Yazov did, of course. Who else would it be? As Retro Sports Network proudly presents the 1988 World Series tonight from Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. It is the Boston Red Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And before, did my mic get turned down again? Yes. There. Just love how every Windows update changes those settings. How you doing, John and Dave? Oh, yeah, that was fun. We had a lot of fun doing that. The Black Friday show is up and out, and over 500 of you have listened so far. Roger Clemens, making what the Red Sox hope are 2 starts in the series now, had an incredible series against the Twins. He pitched Game 7 and threw a 6-hit shutout, 9 innings, 140 pitches. He walked 3 and struck out 11. So in his 3 games against the Twins, they won all 3. He went 2-0. He was done by the time that we got to Benzinger's home run in game number 1. So overall in the ALCS, 24 2/3, 18 hits, just the 2 runs. He has not allowed a home run. He walked 6 and has struck out 30. He struck out 11 in Game 1 and 11 in Game 7. This will be the lineup he'll face here in game number 3. Andrew already bought APC Golf. How about that? Yep. Yeah, those are always the fun shows to do. Here's how the Reds will line up for game 3. Barry Larkin leads off at short. Chris Sabo at third will bat second. Eric Davis is in center field. He'll go third. Cal Daniels in left will clean up. Paul O'Neill in right will bat fifth. Dave Collins is the DH. And again, now someone will have to tell me if they'd use the DH in the 76 series. I don't think so. So this would be an historic first, a designated hitter for the Reds. Nick Kasaski at first will bat seventh. Ron Oster at second goes eighth, and Jeff Reed behind the plate will bat ninth. Play ball! Defensively for Boston, as I get settled in, you guys didn't mention Strategy Pro Football. Mike is... Oh, I didn't know that. He's in your APC Draft League. I didn't know that. He mentioned a sale on your Discord. Dave does his website, not himself. So probably wasn't put up there. Yeah, under $10. Okay, so they would have used a DH in 76. I'm being told by my resident Cincinnati Reds fan that actually watches my streams. Bradley. Red Sox defensively line up like this. Mike Greenwell a 5 and a 3 in left. Ellis Burks a 7 and a 5 in center. Dwight Evans a 6 and an 8 in right. Wade Boggs a 7 at third. Jody Reed a 3 at short. Marty Barrett a 5 at second. Todd Benzinger a 2 at first. Gedman at 8 and a 7 behind the plate. And Clemens a 3 on the mound with a 9.71 fielding percentage. Larkin on the playoffs, hitting .393 with 4 RBI. Clemens deals. There's a ground ball to third. Boggs over to Benzinger. And that's how this one starts. I'd have thought 77 would have been the first. No, it would have been... No, it was weird because it would have been National League Park would have had home field and the DH. Baseball's a funny game. Chris Sabo is 8 for 28 on these playoffs, hitting .286, 2 doubles, and 4 RBI. Speaking of Black Friday show, you said, now on to the count. That's why I did it. It was a Casey Kasem flashback. Now on with the countdown. Pitch to Sabo. Ground ball to Barrett. Marty has it. Throws to first. 2 out. So an apprehensive crowd here at Fenway. 61 degrees. Winds blowing in from the Prue and right at 5. Eric Davis did not have a great series against the Mets. He's done better against the Red Sox. 7 for 28 overall with a home run and 5 RBI. So if you're interested in Strategy Pro Football, 20% off everything, and it really is. I will be hitting that one up. Pitch to Davis. Line drive, left field. And that will drop in, and Davis is on. For Cal Daniels, 7 for 24 on the playoffs, 2 doubles and 7 RBI. Throw to first, and Davis is back. We will pitch out. There goes Davis. Gedman throws down to Reed on a hop, and Davis is out. They threw him out. Oh, hold on. My phone's ringing. 1 second. Hello.
Hi, Ron. It's Patty from Long-Term Care.
Yep.
I just got news that Angie will not make it in this week. She had called out today, and her doctor is recommending she take the week off.
Okay, that's fine.
So, okay, just wanted to let you know. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You as well.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Here come the Red Sox. They will face Jose Rio, who only pitched once in the series. He pitched Game 3 in New York against the Mets. 4 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 2 doubles, 2 triples. And again, it wasn't that great. He's 23, fastball at 96, and a standard pitcher. But he only gave up 3 runs, and the Mets scored 4. Remember that Reds had that big inning following the Greg Jeffries error. And so Rio did not get a decision in that one. So he hopes to pitch better in game today. I'm not sure if Pocket Pennant Run's doing a sale or not. Dave asked him if he was doing a sale, John, and he kind of forgot that it was coming up. So it was something thrown together at the last second. Connie, yes, that's true, Andrew. Connie Mack brought up something like the DH in 1906 and was rejected. It almost wanted, having the Casey Kasem impression. So we send this out from Mark Gubaza to ID Jester. Here's your long-distance request and dedication. It's pronounced Gubaza, doodah, Gubaza. All right, here's how the Red Sox will line up for Game 3. Wade Boggs will lead off at third. Marty Barrett at second will bat second. Dwight Evans in right will go third. Mike Greenwell in left will clean up. Ellis Burks in center bats fifth. Jim Rice, the DH, will bat sixth. Todd Benzinger at first will go seventh. Jody Reed at short bats eighth, and Rich Gedman behind the plate will go ninth. Rio, again, 6 innings on a good day. How you doing? Forever remain. 90. Reds will line up like this defensively. Cal Daniels a 4 and a 6 in left. Eric Davis a 10 and a 2 in center. Paul O'Neill a 5 and a 7 at first. Chris Sabo is a 7 at third. Barry Larkin a 7 at short. Ron Oster is a 6 at second. Nick Asaski is going to get comfortable playing first here. He's a 4 and is on his way to Boston once the season ends. Jerry Reed is a 7, or Jeff Reed a 7 and a 4 behind the plate, and Rio a 4 on the mound with a .968 fielding percentage. Boggs in these playoffs hitting .400, 14 for 35, a home run and 2 RBI. Pitch to Boggs, struck him out. Rio is good at that. Rio throws it hard. He is a fastball pitcher at 96. And in 143 innings on the replay, he struck out 159. So he has a lot of swing and miss stuff. Marty Barrett has really struggled in both series. He's now 5 for 39 with an RBI. Rio deals. There's a ground ball to Oster. Ron throws to first, and there's 2 out. Can you imagine if that had been implemented back in 1908? I think what Mac wanted to do was add a 10th hitter, an extra hitter, which I believe is how softball works. Dwight Evans hitting .229 in this postseason. Played in this stadium 13 years ago in this World Series and made a tremendous series-saving count. So the Red Sox go in order in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after 1 in Game 3, no score. So Clemens to face Daniels, O'Neill, and Collins here in the second. Cal, 7 for 24 in the playoffs with 7 RBI. Clemens starts the second, and Daniels draws the walk. First walk for Roger. Here's O'Neill. Paulie at .227 on the playoffs. A double, a triple, and 2 RBI. Yeah, it's cutting in and out for me too, although it's telling me that I have an excellent connection. Fly ball right field. Dewey going back. Makes the catch, and Daniels has to go back. Here's Dave Collins. Collins in real life, .212, no homers, and 7 RBI. Primarily a pinch hitter. He went 14 for 71 as a pinch hitter. 0 for 2 with a walk in these playoffs. There was audio buffering too. That's not good. Maybe Twitch invaded the YouTube sphere. Is it better now? Daniels on first. Got him. First strikeout for Clemens. An 0-2 splitter. 1 out. for Nick Asaski, who is 3 for 19 in the playoffs, hitting 158. Base hit left center field. Greenwell will pick it up. So first, and says Daniel's going to go to third. They're going to try. Yep, he's going to try it. Greenwell with a throw, and Daniels is in there. Kind of bounced in front of Boggs, and there's 2 out and runners on the corners for Ron Oster. Hitting 4 for 21. The vet has a double. And 2 runs scored. Better now, okay. You'd have thought that Netflix would have invested. 60 million people tried to watch that Tyson fight. 60 million. Pitch to Oster. Got him. So Clemens gets out of it. He strikes out 2, gives up a hit and a walk, and the Reds leave on 2. After an inning and a half in Game 3, no score. So Greenwell, Burks, and Rice to face Rio here in the second. Mike had the big home run at the end of Game 7 of the ALCS. He's now hitting 9 for 36. That's 250 with 2 doubles, a homer, and 4 RBI. Pitch to Greenwell. There's a high ground ball to Asaski. 1 out. Ellis Burks struggled over the first 5 games of the ALCS. He's been a bit better now. 5 for 34 on the postseason, 2 doubles and 2 RBI. And Al, Red Sox fan, Al could be a professional boxing announcer. Will have done a much better job of color, adding the broadcast, and Cedric the Entertainer or Rosie Perez. That'd be like me being a color commentator on RuPaul's drag show. Pitch to Burks. Ground ball to Larkin. Barry throws to Asaski for the out. So 2 away for Jim Rice. 7 for 29 on the series. A home run, a double, and 3 RBI. Pitch to Jim Ed. Up the middle for a base hit. So Rice got to do that, what he couldn't do in 75, which is play in the World Series against the Reds. Yeah, good World Series against the Mets in 86. Todd Benzinger gets the call. Actually, should have been Larry Parrish, Ron. 5 for 21 in this postseason. He had that big grand slam in Game 1 of the ALCS against the Twins. A double and 5 RBI. No, Pete did not announce the sale, at least to us, but I'm sure that there will be one. Rosie Perez was odd, but she's in that world. Yeah, well, it's not who I would think of as a boxing analyst. Pitch to Benzinger. Todd hits up one high and deep to right. Back goes O'Neill, and that is off the wall. Rice motors around third and will score. And the Red Sox lead Game 3, 1-0 on the double by Todd Benzinger. How about that? So a 2-out double for Jody Reed, hitting 281 in the playoffs, 9 for 32. A double, a triple, and 3 RBI. We reached out to Pete. Oh, MMA, okay. Yeah, they are cousins. Pitch to Reed. Jeff hits a ground ball to Sabo, or Jody hits a ground ball to Sabo, over to Asaski, and Jody is retired. Into 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the third in game number 3. Red Sox 1, Reds 0. Jeff Reed to face Clemens, along with Larkin and Sabo here in the third. Jeff, 2 for 11 on the playoffs. An RBI, walked 4 times. He caught all 4 games against the Mets. And after Lloyd McClendon's heroics in Game 1 of the World Series, McClendon got called on to start Game 2. So this is Reed's first start in the World Series. Pitch to Jeff is a ground ball to Barrett. Marty, good throw to first for the out, 1 away. for Barry Larkin, who's 0 for 1. Opening 9 for Clemens. 37 pitches, 2 1/3, 2 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Ground ball to Barrett. Marty throws to first. 2 out. For Chris Sabo, who was 0 for 1. So Clemens doing his job. Obviously, Stanley and Smith fully rested. Popped up. Gedman doffs the mask in foul territory and will make the catch to retire the side. Reds go in order. After 2.5, Boston 1, Reds nothing. So Gedman, Boggs, and Barrett to face Rio here in the third. Rich is splitting time with Rick Cerrone. Gedman 4 for 11. Hit the game-tying home run in Game 4 of the ALCS. In the 9th, he also was driven in 3. Base hit right side. So leadoff single for Wade Boggs, who struck out his first time up. Unusually so. I mean, this is now the 10th playoff game for the Red Sox. Boggs has struck out 6 times in this postseason now. Gedman not going anywhere. 2 rants for... Oh. I think Eiding announced he'll be having a Black Friday rant. 2 rants for the price of 1. You listen, I find 2 things to rant about. Yes. Pitch to Boggs. How you doing, RJL? Ground ball to Wasaski. He will not go for Gedman. He'll take it and retire. No, he will go for Gedman. That's how slow Rich Gedman is. Have you ever seen a 3-3-6 double play? Yeah, Asaski took it to first himself, got the force there. Gedman, was fishing out the fries out of his McDonald's drive-thru order, and Larkin tagged him out. 2 out. Here's Marty Barrett. He's 0 for 1. Wow. I've never seen that before. Pitch to Marty. Ground ball to first. Asaski will underhand it to Rio. Marty's running, and that's an error. So Marty's going to reach. The relay throw didn't quite get there. Asaski has the air, and the Red Sox have already signed him for 89. So Barrett a threat to steal. 2 out for Dewey, who struck out his first time up. See what Rio does with Barrett. Jim Brown. All the time when you played high heat baseball. Okay. I have a lot of ballpark pictures that were developed from high heat baseball. Goes to the plate. Dewey hits a ground ball to Oster. Oster goes to first, and Evans is retired. So the Red Sox leave a runner on. They get a hit in the air, and there are no runs. After 3 here in Game 3, Red Sox 1, Reds nothing. For Eric Davis, Cal Daniels, and Paul O'Neill. Davis singled his first time up. Got him. That's 3 for Clemens, a curveball that Davis chased. Cal Daniels walked his first time up. I'm assuming that Game 4, whether it is tomorrow if the Red Sox win, or sometime later on in the week, if Cincinnati wins, that it will be Hurst for Boston and Danny Jackson for the Reds. Pitch to Daniels. Ground ball to Barrett. Marty throws to first. 2 out. For Paul O'Neill, who's 0 for 1. To this day, Dewey blames Gedman for not blocking the world pitch by Stanley versus Wilson in Game 6. I think they just got, well, first of all, Buckner should never have been out there. I think they just got caught up in the moment, and you think that you've won, and all of a sudden you realize, it's kind of like Leon Lett, Like, what the heck just happened? Jim Brown says high heat was said to be so accurate, but every time there was a runner on first, the first baseman would tag the bag and throw to second for the double play. I didn't have high heat. If I did, it was 1,000 years ago. But yeah, the very rare 3-3-6 double play. O'Neill's 0 for 1. Pauly swings, ground ball to short. Reed has it, throws to Benzinger for the out. So O'Neill is retired, and Clemens is through 3.5. Red Sox 1, Reds nothing. So here's how the first two games of this World Series have played out. In what would have been the longest game in World Series history, the Reds beat Boston 5-4 in Game 1 on a walk-off sac fly in the 15th. Thanks to Lloyd McClendon, World Series hero in Little League and World Series hero now in the World Series. His 2-run homer in the 9th with 1 out off of Lee Smith tied the ball game at 4. In Game 2, the Reds shut out, and Tom Browning and company shut out the Red Sox 3-0. So just like with the Mets series, the Red Sox haven't played poorly in this championship. The Reds have just been the better team. Greenwell is 0 for 1. How you doing, Captain Carl? Pitch to Greenwell. That's laced into center for a base hit. So Larkin makes a poor play. The Cincinnati Enquirer have stopped the presses with that. The Reds have turned, Larkin has turned 6 double plays in this postseason. Ellis Burks is 0 for 1. Greenwell can steal a bag. And Bobby says that Gedman was not good going to his right. Throw to first. The real culprit was the manager. That was all on McNamara. Greenwell goes. The throw down to Oster, and Greenwell is thrown out trying to steal. So a close call. 73% is not 100. So 1 strike and 1 out to Burks. Yeah, Gedman says he was crossed up by Stanley. Gedman knows how 6 states and a province feels now. Pitch to Burks. There's a line drive to Oster, and Ron will make the catch, 2 out for Rice. Rice singled and scored in the second. And Rice draws the walk. So 1 on, 2 out for Todd B., who doubled home Rice in the second. Todd now has 6 RBI in the postseason, and all of them clutch. That's true. Condolences to the family and friends of Rico Carty, a very solid player for both the Atlanta Braves and the Toronto Blue Jays. I believe he was their first DH, wasn't he? I remember seeing cards with him in a Blue Jays uniform. He passed away over the weekend. Pitch to Benzinger. There's a pop-up. Larkin waits on this cool night in Boston, and he'll make the catch, and that'll do. So no runs, 1 hit. The Red Sox have left on 3, and after 4 in Game 3, Red Sox 1, Reds nothing. So Collins, Esaski, and Oster was on the Indians from 74 to 77. So he wasn't the first DH in Blue Jay history. 87 Red Sox are off to an 0-8 start in Baseball Demos replay. I watched some of the Al Nipper debacle the other night. That's not a tough pitching staff to manage, David. That's a terrible pitching staff to manage. At least you get Clemens back at some point soon. I mean, when you got Bob coming off the 86 World Series, who starts opening day in Milwaukee? Bob Stanley, because Clemens and Gedman were holding out. Pitch to Collins. There's a ground ball to third. Boggs has it over to Benzinger for the out. So 1 away for Esaski, who singled, one of the 2 hits that Clemens has allowed. Eric Davis has the other. Clemens pitch popped up. Gedman to the screen. He runs, and he runs out of real estate. 1-2. Got him. A 1-2 splitter outside on the black, and there's 2 out for Ron Oster, who struck out his first time up. So Clemens now has a playoff ERA of 0.61. He deals slow ground ball to Boggs. Wade on the grass, has to hurry. Oster's running. Benzinger's there, and Oster beat it out on the bang banger. It got caught up in that heavy grass in the infield, trying to give the Red Sox slowpokes a little bit more of an advantage, but they got caught in that tangle, and Oster is of average speed and beat it out for Jeff Reed, who's 0 for 1. The first ever Toronto Blue Jay DH and that snowstorm at Exhibition Stadium against the White Sox was Otto Velez. And if you remember that, give yourself a cookie. And he walks Reed, so first and second, 2 out for Barry Larkin, who's 0 for 2. 18 batters deep for Clemens, 70 pitches, 4 2/3. 3 hits, he's walked 2 and struck out 4. Clemens winds and fires, ground ball to Reed. He's going to have it out somewhere. He'll go to first, and they'll get Larkin halfway home. Game number 3. Red Sox hanging on here on a beautiful day in Burlington, if you like cold weather. It's Boston 1, Cincinnati 0. It's only 57 on the computer. It's 39 and windy here, Robert. Here's how he got here. Game 3, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Red Sox. No runs, 3 hits, an error for the Reds. And the lone run of the game came in the second on a Todd Benzinger double to score Jim Rice to make it 1-0. So a well-pitched game so far for both teams. Jose Rio, a 4-hitter, has given up a run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Roger Clemens has allowed 3 hits through 5. He has walked 2 and struck out 4. So both pitchers doing what they were paid to do. Jody Reed is 0 for 1. Yep, Tribe Fan got a lot of snow. Broke into the stadium and did some snow angels on the 50-yard line before eating some milk bones. Reed, it's a ground ball to Larkin. Barry throws to first, over to Asaski. Reed's running, but will be thrown out. So here's Gedman. Gedman singled his first time up. 39 degrees in Miami. Yeah, I think that would be a bit of a culture shock. If that once or twice every other year you get it. Line drive to Oster, and he's there. 2 out for Wade Boggs, who's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Rio, 18 batters deep, 71 pitches, 4 2/3, 4 hits, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Rio might be able to go 7 if he continues to pitch as well as he has. For the Reds, as a unit, the only one that had ever played here before that's on the field is Rio, because Jose pitched for the Yankees and would have pitched in 85 and would have pitched at Fenway Park. Pitch to Boggs. There's a high ground ball to Oster over to Asaski. And that'll do. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the sixth in game 3. Red Sox 1. Cleveland nothing. Snow was a Canadian rapper from the early 90s. I don't think Poutine Poutine Baby rhymes all that much. Chris Sabo, 0 for 2. As we start the sixth. Clemens winds and fires. High fly ball, left field, Greenwell, 1 out. Eric Davis has singled and struck out. Today he's 1 for 2. Got him. That's 5 for Clemens. Roger took something off that splitter, and Eric just chased it. So 2 out for Cal Daniels, who was 0 for 1 with a walk. Remember, Clemens pitched Game 7. There was only one off day before Game 1, so he might be on regular rest. So in his last 14 innings, he's only allowed 9 hits. Pitch to Daniels. There's a ground ball to Reed. Glad I didn't jinx that. Over to first. And Daniels is retired. We have played 5.5 here at Fenway Park. Red Sox 1, Reds nothing. How you doing, Cody? Jamaican Canadian accent. Wow. That's yeah, money. Marty Barrett 0 for 2. What was it I saw that Kenya now has a internationally certified hockey team. Quiet day for Cody. Holiday week, I'm assuming for you as well. Office half asleep. Not putting your money on either the Giants or the Cowboys on Thursday. Pitch to Barrett. Marty swings. Ground ball to Larkin. Buried deep in the hole. Throws to first. And Marty was kind of lollygagging. 1 out for Dewey. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. The Purple Pros of EMF. Hey, anybody there, Tim, that can get Tammy Wynette to do some electronica is fine by me. Which just makes me, as Vinny would say, justified and ancient. But I never drove an ice cream van. Dewey is struck out once. He's 0 for 2. And Informer, yeah, no say daddy, me snow, me I go, blame, lick, he boom boom down. That sounds like something that 2 people from the CIA would say to each other. So what's the password here? Yeah, no say daddy, me snow. Me, I go blame. Lick the boom boom down. Get you into any club in Toronto. Pitch to Evans. Dewey draws the walk. And that'll do it for Rio. Tim Burtsis, who did yeoman's work in the extra inning classic in Game 1, will come in to pitch Game 3. Burtsis did not go in the Met series. He's 28, fastball at 89, and a standard pitcher. Oh, he did pitch in the Met series. In Game 1 against Boston, 3 1/3, 54 pitches, 2 hits and 2 strikeouts in the win. He faced 1 batter in the Met series and retired him. So Evans on first for Greenwell. Mike 1 for 2 with a single. Gotta get Johnny Gilbert to do more lyrics for Jeopardy's clues. There you go. Johnny's what, 95? Unbelievable, which is Informer And REM's It's the End of the World as We Know It are forbidden karaoke songs because you've yet to meet folks who can keep up with them. I won't sing that. Greenwell, 1 for 2 with the single. There's a base hit right center field. Davis will cut it off. Greenwell with his speed is into second with a double. His first of the day and third of the postseason. So 1 out, and the Red Sox trying to pad onto their 1-0 lead here in the 6th. Ellis is 0 for 2. Gilbert is 96. Yep. Johnny Gilbert has been doing this so long that he did the original Price is Right, not the Barker version. There was a version in the Price is Right in the 50s and 60s that was hosted by the late, great Bill Cullen. And when it was on, I know way too much about TV history. And so when it was on NBC, Don Pardo was the announcer. But the last year it was on, it jumped over to ABC. And Johnny Gilbert in 1964, so 60 years ago, was the announcer on the original version of The Price is Right. Pitch to Burks, first and second with the runners. All right, back to Burtsis. They got Evans hung out to dry. Burtsis threw home, and Reed reached out and touched Dwight Evans. Greenwell knew better than to go, so 2 out, and Burks is on for Rice, who has walked and singled. So Evans was off on contact, and that was a comebacker to Burtsis, who threw right to Reed, who started to run up the line. Greenwell should have gone to third, although with the base hit, he's going to score anyway. Reed did not need to throw down to Sabo. Evans was 3/4 of the way down the line and probably did not enjoy his glove sandwich. Pitch to Rice. Ground ball to Larkin, and they aren't going to get anything out of that. They go to Oster for the 4th, and the Sox are done in the 6th. No runs, a hit, no errors. The Red Sox have left on 5. This one remains tight. We go to the 7th. Red Sox 1, Reds nothing. Yeah, Jeff Reed, he's been their catcher until they got to the World Series. As for Don Pardo and Johnny Gilbert, they also flipped Jeopardy between the two. Oh, Pardo was the announcer for the Art Fleming series, which was done in New York. Paul O'Neill is 0 for 2. That was on noon Eastern time, because my mom, when she was in high school, the high school she went to did not feed kids at lunchtime. You went home for lunch, and so she'd go to her grandmother's, have her lunch, and watch Jeopardy. Pitch to O'Neill, 0 for 3. Now Clemens struck him out on an 0-2 fastball. 1 out for Dave Collins, who sees both sides now with Judy Blue Eyes. He's 0 for 2 with a K. Fly ball left field. That's a lazy one. Greenwell runs over, makes the catch, 2 out. For Isaski, 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. So Clemens again cruising for a complete game. Pitch to Isaski. Fly ball left center. Burks will move over. He'll make the catch. Stretch time, 1-0 Boston. Otto forgot to change the scene there. Did we do it again? Come on. Change up. Ugh. There we go. Otto not doing very good with the change scenes today, or the scene changes. Art Fleming was the Jeopardy host in one of the airplane movies. And when Weird Al parodied the Greg Kinn song, Our Love's in Jeopardy, and the Weird Al version was I Lost on Jeopardy. It was Don Pardo that did the plug. You didn't even win the home game. That kind of sounded like a man and a horse there combined, didn't it? Todd Benzinger, as we get back down to business, is 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI. He drove in Rice in the second, and that has been the game's only run. Burtsis starts his first full inning, ground ball to first. Asaski, 1 out. So Jody Reed is 0 for 2. A run on 5 hits for Boston. How you doing, Mr. Slovak? I'm doing well. How about yourself? The Red Sox have left on 5 here in Game 3. The Reds, no runs, 3 hits and an error. Clemens hasn't allowed a run in about a week and a half. Jody Reed, ground ball to Oster behind the mound. He makes a good play on it, throws to first, and Reed's retired. Oster got about 15 feet on the grass. 2 out for Gedman was 1 for 2. Poor Chris is locked down in Pakistan. And so, kind of like the Armed Forces Network, we're around the world. Rich Gedman 1 for 2. You're what, 8 hours ahead? Almost 9 o'clock at night over in that part of the world? Gedman singled. He's 1 for 2 on the 5 hits the Red Sox have off of Jose Rio and Tim Burtsis. Pitch to Gedman. Fly ball right field. O'Neill coming in makes the catch, and that'll do. So after 7, no runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 8th. Clemens cruising right along here. In fact, he's only given up 9 hits over his last 16 innings. It is Boston 1, Reds nothing. Ron Oster 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. Ground ball to Barrett. Marty throws to first. Bobby Brady creeping in my voice as Oster is thrown out. Smith is ready to go if it gets dicey here for Clemens. Jeff Reed 0 for 1 with a walk today. Clemens delivers. There's a ground ball to Barrett. Marty throws to first. 2 out. For Barry Larkin. Barry 0 for 3. Ground ball, base hit, right past Evans. That's going to be extra bases. So Larkin will take advantage of that. You can't make that. But no, Larkin's going to try for 3. Barrett with a relay over to Boggs. That's going to be close, but Barry slides under the tag and has a triple. 1 for 4 today, and the tying run is now 90 feet away for Chris Sabo. Clemens 28 batters deep, 104 pitches, 7 2/3, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Clemens just glowers into the dugout, and Joe Morgan nods his head. And Walpole Joe Morgan nods his head. Sabo was 0 for 3. Yeah, stay safe wherever you're hanging out. Pitch to Sabo. Ground ball to first. Benzinger takes it to the bag, and the Reds do not score. So Rob Murphy will come in to pitch for Cincinnati, future Boston Red Sox pitcher of America. And after 7.5, Reds get a hit. They've left on 5. Red Sox 1, Reds nothing. So Murph pitched once against the Mets and got the win. I believe that was the Game 3 8-4 win. He pitched in Game 1 of the series, that 15-inning classic. Went inning and 2/3, 24 pitches, 2 2/3. Struck out 1. That was in the Mets game. and doesn't have an ERA. Fastball at 95, ground ball pitcher, and Murph, the lefty, is 28 years old. Oh! So, where Christopher Slovak is in Pakistan, there are fully clothed riot gear policemen with heavy weapons. And in the province that he's in, 32 were killed. Please be careful. Absolutely. Well, just kind of puts things into perspective. Wade Boggs 0 for 3 with the strikeout today. Red Sox, as we try now to focus back on fake baseball, would love a run, some insurance. Although Clemens has only allowed 4 hits through 8. Pitch to Boggs. Wade pops it up. Left side. Sabo into foul territory. Makes the catch, 1 out. Marty Barrett is 0 for 3. And they will pinch hit with Larry Parrish. Parrish in both the Twins and the Red Series, 4 for 14 with an RBI. Pitch to Parrish. Ground ball up the middle. Larkin on the run. Throws to Wasaski. 2 out. No, don't be a buzzkill. Reality is reality, and we want you to be safe. So don't worry about that. We are here to entertain. That's what we're here to do. Dwight Evans 0 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. It'll be Davis, Daniels, and O'Neill, so it's a dangerous part of the Reds' order in the 9th. Evans ground ball. Asaski misplays it. So Nick makes 2 errors today, which is great since he's headed for Boston. So Evans on first for Mike Greenwell. Lefty versus lefty. The Gator 2 for 3. He has a single and a double. Red Sox have all of 5 hits. Again, all 3 of these games have been very good. Pitch to Greenwell. Popped up. Reed to the screen. I think he's going to get there. Maybe not. No. So Greenwell gets a reprieve from the governor, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Murph deals. Up the middle, Oster to Wasaski. We go to the 9th. Red Sox threaten but do not score. No runs, no hits in the air. There was something across. There was an error. After 8, Red Sox 1, Reds nothing. Actually, the RJL, Marty was the ALCS MVP. Bruce Hurst was named the World Series MVP until fate intervened. They even put it on the board. Eddie Romero will come into play second. He would not bat unless the Red Sox lose the lead here. Clemens to face Davis, Daniels, and O'Neill. Reds need 1 to tie and 2 to win. Davis 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out twice. Clemens is fan 6. Pitch to Davis. Clemens is fan 7. A 1-2 fastball just below the belt. So 1 out for Cal Daniels. Cal is 0 for 2. He has walked. Fly ball right center. Burks goes back. Last chance saloon. 2 out for Paul O'Neill. So Roger Clemens 1 out away. O'Neill 0 for 3 with a strikeout for throwing back-to-back complete game shutouts in the playoffs. His ERA at the moment is 0.54. So Gedman puts down a finger. Clemens winds and fires. That's into right center, and the Red Sox will see you. No, that's off the wall. Burks will throw it back in, and O'Neill, the tying run, is on second. Someone jumped the gun there. For Dave Collins, who was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So they'll go out to check on Roger. 254 is what he would hit off of Clemens. They aren't going to mess around. They're going to bring in Lee Smith in a one-run game. John Sterling, Andrew. It isn't going to be a strikeout. Nope, made contact. Oh, dear. That's a ground ball to short that will hit the wall in center. Ah. I like the Dave Sims hire, by the way, in New York. So Lee Smith picked up one save in the ALCS. He pitched the 15th. No, he pitched the 9th in Game 1 of this World Series. 26 pitches, allowed 2 hits. The 2 runs coming on the 1-out homer from Lloyd McClendon. A walk and a strikeout. I know a bad announcer I'm imitating, Andrew. 4 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. The home run to McClendon. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. If the Red Sox had won anything, the World Series in either 86 or 88, although Barrett's performance in this World Series has been mediocre, Marty Barrett would have been much better remembered. He was a very good second baseman. Dave Collins is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He had the unfortunate fortune of having to replace a very popular and oft-injured Jerry Remy, and became overshadowed years later by the emergence of one Dustin Pedroia. Anyway, so Smith trying to lock down a 1-0 game. Again, last chance saloon, 2 out, top of the 9th. He deals to Collins, and Dave will walk. Yes, John Sterling needs to eat his hat. He's the one that called the Rick Camp homer. So the go-ahead run is Collins. Nick Gosasky is 1 for 3 with a strikeout. So Smith coming in the game, and remember, anytime the Red Sox bullpen comes in the World Series is presented to you exclusively by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Association of Liquor Stores. Because after this bullpen pitches, you're going to need a good belt. So 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 Boston. Smith, 53 degrees, deep breath, not a breath of wind. And we're going to hold the phone here as Ken Griffey will come in to pinch hit. Ken, 2 for 4 in the playoffs. Came into play first, I think, for a few innings in Game 1. He has an RBI. So again, O'Neill on second. He's a tying run. Collins on first, the go-ahead run. And if that should be the case, Burks, Rice, and Benzinger. Won't matter. He got him swinging, and that'll do it. And so we will see you tomorrow at noon Eastern for Game 4. To quote Ringo Starr, for the Red Sox, it don't come easy. 2 hours and 45 fake minutes. Your late local news of The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson with Don Rickles and Jay Leno's chin will be seen at its regularly scheduled time. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for Boston. The Reds, no runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. They've all been, every single game in this series has been excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Red Sox leave on 6. The Reds left on 7. And, as I close it out. Would you just give me the box score, please? Roger Clemens goes to 3-0 in the playoffs, 8 2/3, 5 hits, not a run. He walked 2 and struck out 7. He certainly had plenty of gas left in the tank, but he didn't have any cushion. Lee Smith picks up his second save of the playoffs. He walked a man. Again, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts liquor stores remind you to please drink responsibly. He walked a man and struck out Ken Griffey to do it, and so Smith will be ready tomorrow night. Jose Rio, I think Pete was premature in pulling the chain on him. 5 1/3, 4 hits. He gave up the lone run. He walked 2 and struck out 2. Tim Burtsis, inning 2/3 and a hit, and Rob Murphy pitched the 8th. He threw a clean inning. So let me see what we're doing tomorrow at noon. The Red Sox have cut the series down to 2-1. And so it'll be, let's do this. The Reds will go with Danny Jackson. And the Red Sox will go with Bruce Hurst. So that's the matchup on a very special day tomorrow. And so we'll see you for Game 4. Bruce Hurst and Danny Jackson, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. The Reds still lead the series 2-1, but right now, home field is held for all 3 games. We'll see you at noon tomorrow, everybody. Stanley available to close tomorrow? Do you really want to get banned? Do you really want to get banned on Thanksgiving week? Yes, Stanley and Smith can go tomorrow. For the rest of you, have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much.